Greetings, everyone. This is I'm Right.
I'm Right.
And I'm Jill Cox Cordova.
I'm Anthony Cordova.
Hi.
How you doing, baby?
You know, I'm not so good today.
Why not?
I'm better than I was yesterday. Because you know what I did yesterday.
I do know what you did. Do you think you want to tell the listeners what you did yesterday?
I will tell the listeners. And if you're a listener who's been joining in often to our episodes, you know that I very rarely leave the house for anything.
Because of COVID.
Because COVID's going to get me. And lo and behold, this week I started feeling really bad. And my doctor said she was convinced I have a sinus infection, but she also thought that because of the way I described my sore throat, that I might have COVID too.
Might have COVID.
I would have been so pissed if I had COVID.
Yeah, because you never go out.
And when I do go out, I definitely wear a mask and I social distance and all of the things that you're supposed to do.
Yes.
So I did get a test and it was negative. Thank goodness.
Woohoo! Yay!
Yay!
Negative.
Yay! Yay! Yay!
That's good.
But
and you're sounding better
I
today.
am sounding better, and it's still a little hard to talk, but here I am. Show must go on.
Show must go on. Yes,
that's right.
So
the listeners we're almost treated to a whispering episode.
Yeah, the whisper. It's amazing that there's a lady that makes money off of just whispering on her podcast.
Some people find that therapeutic.
I'll just whisper all the time.
Just a whisper.
Maybe we should try that like one whole episode.
Listeners, I think you should let us know if that would work for you. For some reason, I don't think it will. But let's get to what this week's episode is about.
Okay, tell us.
So this week, we're talking about working too hard.
Working too hard.
And how it can affect your relationships.
And okay.
It's part of a segment that we call
Stand by your stance.
Seemed like you were going to say something.
Yeah, because I don't think it's just, working too hard. It's also working too hard and then just keep pushing through. You just keep pushing through.
Oh, that's right. Because that is what you and I both do.
Too hard. Yeah, you just keep on pushing through.
And sometimes that's not a good, most of the time that's not a good thing.
Well, it can usually change a person's mood.
Mm-hmm.
Not mine, of course.
Oh, yes,
not
yours.
mine. I'm always just right, just perfect, just for whatever situation it is. I'm just good.
Except for those times that you're like, whatever, and I'll say, "Are you in a bad mood?" I'm just tired.
Yeah, because
except for those times.
Well, listeners, listeners, you've listened to many of our episodes, and then sometimes I have a hard time making a decision, or even to have any advice to add to our conversation. Those are times when I'm really tired. My brain just kind of starts shutting down. It's hard. I'm not very decisive when I'm overworked and tired.
That's very true, because that's when I know. For me, that's the biggest giveaway. Like, I don't have to ask you if you're tired. The minute you start saying, I don't know.
I say, I don't know, my dear.
And no.
That's what I say.
No.
I say, I don't know, my dear.
That is
my love.
No.
My darling.
Today is the first time I've heard that response.
That's what I say when I'm so tired.
No.
I can't.
That is not how it comes across.
I'm not very decisive.
No, maybe in your head you think that's what you're saying.
Absolutely.
But maybe because you're so tired, you don't realize that you're actually saying, I don't know. Oh. So I don't ask questions.
You understand, right?
Understand what?
When according to you, I say, I don't know.
I understand that you're tired. Yes.
But you also understand I'm saying I don't know.
No, I think you actually on a normal day you would know. So I know, just as much as everyone knows I love to ask questions, I know not to ask you any more questions.
Yeah, because usually I'm very decisive. I'm, working for myself most of my life. You have to make decisions quickly and be
Yes.
hey, we're going to do this. And you go and do it.
Yes.
But when I'm exhausted, not so good.
Well, when I was a TV news producer, it didn't matter if I was tired or not. I had to make decisions if plan A didn't go well. I had to make decisions regardless of how tired I am or was.
That's right. But
so I'm glad I don't do that anymore.
Yeah, but Jill, when you get tired, you get a little
curt.
Yeah,
I'm very short.
That's a good word. Well, it's more like I can say, "Hi, Jill, my sweetheart,"
and I'll say, "Why are you talking to me? What? What do you want?" I will. I know I do that.
And then I don't have time. I don't have time. I don't have time for this. I don't have time for this. What do you want? What do you want? That's how it happens. That's how it happens, Jill.
Because it looks like you're about to ask me, do you like the color of the blue on my calendar? It seems like you ask me questions that don't have to be asked. So I'm like, I don't have time for that.
Who are you to decide what type of question I can ask? Huh?
Well, there are such, I know I'm a professor, but I've never been the one to say there is no such thing as a dumb question.
I don't ask you dumb questions.
You don't ask me dumb questions, but I'm just saying that
I just ask you questions you don't want to be bothered with.
Yes, like, do you like the blue in the water on my calendar?
No, it might be more like, Jill, did you make a charge to such and such company? Because I'm balancing the checkbook and all of that and the cards and you usually, not usually. Let me take that back. Not usually.
No,
but when you
keep it at usually.
No.
Well, it depends on what you're about to say.
When you're tired and irritable, you don't even want me to ask you that question because you get very short with me. It's true.
Well, in my defense, sometimes you've asked me that question when I'm dead asleep. You come and wake me up and ask me a question like that.
Sometimes it's an emergency.
Okay. Yes, sometimes it is.
Because I think there might be
But imagine, listeners, imagine someone waking you up out of a dead sleep to ask you what you charged 2 weeks ago.
Yes, imagine it. Imagine, please, listeners, imagine it. And
imagine your reaction.
And imagine.
At least I don't swing at you anymore when you try to wake me up.
I tried to wake you up from having a nightmare and you tried to punch me out.
Well, it depends on what I'm dreaming. If I'm dreaming, I'm punching people out.
I guess you was dreaming you was punching.
Then you got in the way. Trying to help you out.
Please.
But I really try not to, when I know you're coming home and what time, I usually ask you those questions, and that's why. When I know you're coming home, I try to be in a headspace where I can talk to you and listen to you without being curt with you. Because sometimes I can be really exhausted because I'm grading papers, and depending on which assignment it is and which class it is, it could be going like horribly wrong. Like they're not doing what they were supposed to do, which frustrates me.
Mm-hmm.
And I can be sitting in the same room as you, you're watching TV, and then you'll start asking me questions about what you are watching. Clearly, I'm not watching. And so if I'm tired and I still have all this work to do, then I might be a little short with you.
We've had this discussion
I'll just
before
say to
on the
you,
podcast.
"Are you talking to me?"
And I will say no.
And you'll say, "I'm not talking to you. I don't want to talk to you. I'm not talking to you."
That's
But
right,
every
I'm
time
not
you
talking
say it,
to
you're
you.
talking to me.
No, I'm not talking
You
to
are
you.
talking to me.
I'm not talking to you.
You are.
I was watching a movie on my own. Look,
Exactly.
look. You know, a lot of people don't want to admit to talking to themselves. A lot of people don't want to because they say if you talk to yourself, you might be kind of cuckoo. So,
Really?
Oh yes, that's what they say.
I don't think writers say that. I think writers talk to themselves all the time.
People say, well, don't worry about it. You only need to worry about it when you answer back. But I do that too. So
I do that too. I think writers do that though.
Well, you know, just all my years.
Because we've got all these voices in our heads.
All my years of, you know, actually solitude and being by myself and not really having any human interaction, you know, real face-to-face stuff, like, you know, like sitting on a couch watching TV or something like that, you know. So 98% of the time I was by myself.
Okay.
And that can go on for weeks. So some of my best conversations are with myself.
What are you trying to say? You don't like our conversations?
No, what I'm saying is when I get really, 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 really tired, I can just not talk to anybody and just talk to myself in my head or something, you know, just so when I'm watching television, this is why I'm bringing this up. And I'm just talking out loud.
But you might say, Jill, blah, 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 blah. That means you're talking to me.
The person in my head is named Jill.
So I'm in your head and I'm in real life.
That's right.
Interesting.
That's right.
Mm.
That's right. And in my head, you were sitting on the couch next to me, not over in the other chair, all comfy. See, so you were next to me. Got it?
Yes. That's a little disturbing, though, I think.
That's the Jill that doesn't get curt with me.
Oh,
yes.
Oh.
Yes, that's that Jill.
Oh, that Jill doesn't talk back then. Does that Jill say anything? No, she doesn't.
Yes.
She says nothing.
She says many things.
No, she doesn't.
Yes, she does.
No, she doesn't.
Yes, she does. She has conversations with me, just like the ones we're having right now.
Now I'm worried about you.
Same kind of conversations. Like, you know, it's like, you know, I could be sitting on the couch and you can be in the other room and I'll have, you know, the Jill in my head sitting next to me on the couch watching a show with me.
And what if the real Jill shows up?
Oh, the Jill in my head, she always takes a back seat to the real Jill. See how that works?
I'm scared.
Oh, don't be.
I'm scared. Something's wrong.
Don't be. But, you know, again, now see, no, we're doing this podcast.
And we're both really tired.
And we're both really
We both had really long days today. Yes.
You know, again, I've worked 6 days this week and put in probably 70 hours.
Yes. Maybe more.
And then
that's not
today,
counting what you do here.
Yes, today was my only day off and I did stuff around the house that I've been meaning to do for quite some time. So now I'm exhausted. You know, I did that all day. Now I'm exhausted, but we had to get this podcast out because we
didn't have any.
We didn't have any left.
Any left. That's right. That's right. We had to do it.
So this is
and you had to wait for me because of the work I was doing today.
Yes, because this is us pushing through.
Yes,
listeners.
Yes.
So you can be the judge.
Is that getting harder and harder for you to do?
I think the listeners can be the judge to see if we seem any different because we're exhausted.
Yes,
we're exhausted. We really had to push push to get this
They might think you're
episode.
punchy.
And I haven't had anything to drink either.
No, they might think you're punchy though.
Perhaps.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes. Who knows
don't
what
know.
we're even saying?
And-
Do you know what you're saying? I don't know. What
Well,
I'm
I won't
saying.
remember when the podcast is over.
But we never do.
Speak for yourself.
No, you don't. You
Yes,
don't. You're the
do.
I
Speak for-
forgot guy.
Yeah.
Remember?
Speak for
That's who you
yourself.
are.
I've turned over a new leaf.
Oh, starting with this episode.
Oh no.
What did we do last week?
We had a podcast.
Oh, don't cheat. You're looking back at your notes.
It was different definitions of fun. That
Because you
was
looked at your
last week.
notes, yes.
I can tell you. Yes, my memory is great now. It's great. I even remember our phone number, our voice mailbox number, 404 594-2247. 404-594-2247. And I didn't look at it.
You didn't look
I
at it
didn't
this
look at
time.
it, see?
Well, that's better than how you did it last week.
And I'm exhausted right now.
Yes,
Exhausted.
we're both exhausted. And you know what's really frustrating when we're both really exhausted like we are right now?
What?
When it's time to go to sleep, neither one of us can go to sleep.
I can.
I can't.
That's the problem.
It is a problem.
Because it really annoys me. See,
So
I
you don't
am
know your
tired.
words.
It really annoys me. Yes.
That I can't go to sleep?
Yes.
I can't.
'Cause
I really
You can
suffer greatly from insomnia.
You can sleep through a television being on and the light from the television, but me, not so much. I do it sometimes, but it's not a sound sleep. So,
Well, that's if I get to sleep. Most of the time, I can't go to sleep.
well, you need to do something about that.
I do. So, listeners, if you know some great natural remedies for insomnia, let me know.
I can rock you to sleep
Yeah, okay,
and
baby.
sing you a lullaby.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, so what have you been doing today that makes you so exhausted? And listeners, we're recording on a Saturday.
So you don't know what day
It is a Saturday.
It is a Saturday.
It is- so Saturday you're supposed to take it easy and rest and so
I don't remember the last time I did that.
So what were you doing all day?
Well, I love my MFA alma mater. And Mama Mater. I love my MFA alma
mater.
Yes. And twice a year they have a 10-day residency. They are in Louisville, Kentucky, but of course, because of COVID restrictions and wanting to keep everyone safe, this residency is virtual. But they've had a hard time getting rid of me since I graduated. So I keep coming back and helping them in every way I can. So I'm helping with their residency by, just opening up virtual rooms and talking to writers,
Well, that's fabulous.
if they have questions for me. But
Would
most
you-
of the time I'm
Would you
just
call this giving back?
sure.
Cool.
Sure. And I'm very, I, since you've known me, I've done a lot of volunteer work for different organizations, but I love,
I've done some also.
yes.
And
Once we
for the
did it
most-
together.
For the most part, I'm not smiling about all of my volunteer work.
Why?
Remember, we had an episode, Can You Complain When You Volunteer?
Yes.
Yes, I can complain.
No, my point was that you shouldn't.
Yeah, I should. If things aren't right, if things are not right, I'm going to say something.
Oh, well, that can be frustrating. But the one thing I really enjoy about my MFA program is that they're the most organized people I've ever met. So they have, I think they told us they have 125 sessions for their current students and
Oh my goodness.
alumni. And it is the most organized event ever. So I enjoy being a part of it because I learn something just by listening in, and I get to, build my community of writers. So I
Yes.
love it.
And I love it too because I miss residency in person at Spalding.
You never went to Spalding as
I
a
would-
student.
but I still like residency. I still like residency.
we can sign you up. We can enroll you.
No.
You can get an MFA. No problem.
I like to go while you're doing residency and just.
But I already graduated.
Yeah, I know. You'll have to do something about that.
Well, I keep going back and helping them out. So because I really enjoy it. They're really good people.
No, but
I enjoy the writing community that's a part of it.
Yes,
I
but
love
that's
the
what
writing
that's
mentors.
what I like too.
Yes.
That's what
yes.
I like
So
too.
It's fabulous.
I do like interacting with writers.
Yes, yes.
And doing readings while we're there.
Yes.
And it really does encourage me to be creative when I'm
Yes,
there
I
because
believe
everybody's being creative.
Yes.
So
yes.
it's really good. So I get a lot of writing done while I'm there.
Well, I'm always inspired.
Doing your residency
yes.
or
anyway, but so I'm only tired just because it to get 125 sessions into 10 days, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot.
But I'm not complaining because I really enjoy it. So,
okay.
But we just had to wait to record this when I was done with that.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yes.
Yes. I wonder how our listeners cope when they're like really exhausted.
Well, don't you think it's human nature? You and I were joking, well, sort of joking about it. Everything we said is true. It really does happen. But don't you think it's human nature to take whatever mood you're in out on the person literally closest to you?
Yes, but it's something you want to try not to do.
Really?
Yes. It really is.
Really? You don't like it when I'm curt with you?
Oh, actually, it doesn't really bother me. I immediately identify what's going on and I say, okay, I'll take a step back.
And that's what I do with you. I stop asking questions. Okay.
And I don't have a problem with that. I don't feel like you're not giving me your full attention. I
have to say with both of us, I feel like it's short-lived.
Yeah.
Like the next day you're not that person.
Right.
Anymore.
Once I get rested and I'm good again.
Yes.
Like if we had done this podcast 3 or 4 hours earlier. No, 3 hours earlier.
I couldn't have. I was still doing my MFA stuff.
But I'm just saying, if we had, from the way I was feeling,
yes,
it wouldn't have gone so well.
It wouldn't have gone so well.
No, it wouldn't have gone so well. So I am feeling, I'm still tired.
Well,
and
part
exhausted,
of that I think you needed to eat because you were better after you ate.
Yeah, and I have some health conditions where I gotta make sure I keep enough sugar in my system and all of that. So, but anyway, not right now. I'm good, I guess.
Good.
I'm still tired and exhausted.
Yes.
But
well, why don't we get to our second segment that we call
Give It a Rest and a Resolution.
Do you have a conclusion of this?
No, because I'm tired. I told you. It's hard for me to come up with stuff when I'm tired.
Well,
so you go first.
I think the conclusion is that, yes, everyone is capable of working too hard, especially now that many people are working from home, because as we had talked about in a previous episode, when you work from home, sometimes it's hard to take those breaks and, to do the self-care that you need, because you might just keep working and working and working, So I think part of my conclusion is that, consider what you can do so that you're not working yourself to death.
Okay.
If that's possible at all.
Yeah.
In your case, it's not really.
Yeah, but I don't have anything to add to that other than I have a new office chair.
Yes, you do. It looks
And
really
it's-
cool. It's
and
not
it's
very
and
comfortable.
It's comfortable to me
Oh,
because
it's horrible.
because I used to sit on a
a
barrel.
Well, that's true.
A barrel,
Compared to
people.
that,
I mean, we're not kidding you. I actually was sitting on a barrel that was liberated from a restaurant that I worked in. What is that? 40, 50 years ago? 40 years ago? 45 years ago. It was a nice little barrel.
that's
seat.
where that barrel came from?
Oh yeah, it was.
Oh, I didn't even know.
It was liberated from. I'm not going to say the restaurant because they might come and get me for it.
They even exist anymore?
Yes, in New Jersey and New York.
No,
Yes.
okay.
Yes, they are there.
All right.
But yeah, so the barrel is. I'm not sitting on a barrel anymore. So
Well,
my old office chair broke.
So how does your chair relate to our topic?
No, it relates to our topic is because I'm tired, so I'll talk about anything. Talk about I got a new chair. But I'm really curious on how the listeners handle it in their relationship when they're really exhausted and how they interact with their partner. I would like to hear about that. So I'd like to hear some voicemails on that.
Okay. That's a good thing.
What's our number, Jill? Bet you
well,
don't remember
we're not
our number.
there yet.
Because I'm all out of order. I'm out of order.
You really are.
I'm out of order.
You are.
You're out of order.
No, I'm not out of order. I'm trying to keep us on track.
Okay,
So
what's
let's get
next?
to
our third segment.
segment
See, I know what it is.
That we call.
I'm trying to help you.
So he said, you know what the third segment is?
Yes,
So you're going to give some advice?
I am.
What's your advice?
If you need a new office chair, spring for it. That's my advice for this office, for this segment, for this podcast, for this. I'm trying to help you. If you need a new office chair, get it, and don't do like me and wait for 6 months while sitting on a stool.
Do you have any advice for people who are working too hard but they're in a relationship?
If they weren't working too hard and they're in a relationship, they wouldn't end up sitting on a stool for 6 months.
What? Now you lost me. Because we are in a relationship and you were sitting on a stool for 6 months.
Yeah,
on a barrel for 6 months.
If you don't work too hard, you won't sit on a stool, on a barrel at your office desk for 6 months.
I don't follow. But anyway.
You don't follow? Okay, some real advice. Real advice.
Okay.
The real advice is, even though you get exhausted and you may feel that you're working more than anyone in your relationship, and you may resent your partner for that, but remember, try not to take it out on them. If you need to take a step back and ask them for a little space for you to, get calm and relax. Maybe you need a glass of wine. I don't know. But whatever it takes, but please try not to take it out on your partner.
I agree. That's actually what I was going to say as advice. So I will just add that it really doesn't take much more than 1 or 2 incidents for you to pick up on what your partner does when they're stressed, but recognize that that's what it is. It's not you.
Yeah, it's not personal.
It's not personal.
Yeah.
So you come up with your own coping mechanisms, and they'll come back, They'll come back.
Okay, that's
all
good
right. So now
too.
let's get to our fourth segment that we call.
So, what do you think?
What do you think? Because I'm right.
Because I'm right.
You wanted to give the number before, so go for it.
404-594-2247. Please call in and let us know how you handle this type of situation.
Yes, or just call anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you've been listening to I'm Right.
I'm Right.
I'm Jill Cox Cordova.
I'm Anthony A. Cordova.
Shout out to Gifford Ivan Cordova III for the music, Nick Zinke for the art, and thank you, listeners, as always. Bye.
Yes, thank you. Bye-bye.